right, let's do it.
Okay. No intros. Normal intro gone. We just recorded an hour for no reason. My computer blue screened, and we lost it. But here is a rapid fire recap of what we talked about. Okay. Jacob had a dude show him racist tattoos he used to have that he got covered up.
Yes. I
Crazy and
met an
uncomfortable.
ex-neo-Nazi.
We talked a little bit basketball and baseball.
Fuck Achilles tears.
Fuck Achilles
they
tears. The
bitch
Magic made a
ass
good
tendon.
trade. Who
Yeah.
cares? I got ghosted again after what I thought was a good date. Jacob said it's because there's better guys out there than me.
That is not what I
That's
said.
what he said.
Jarvis, pull up the actual.
I'm gonna be playing Pokemon Ruby. He's gonna be playing Pokemon Sapphire on July 1st.
Oh
which
my!
is
The coin flip is gone.
This Tuesday. Yep, or today. We flipped a coin for it. I got Ruby. He got Sapphire. It's gonna be Tuesday, which should be the day that this comes out.
Should we reflip since they haven't seen it?
Nope. Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Central Time. And then we started doing Pokemon starters. After talking about the Nuzlocke video, which is my best video in my opinion, Jacob thinks it's still the first one because he just had more personal, funny moments in that he enjoyed watching back. For the starter trios, mine went, we were ranking them in order. We're going each gen, ranking the three in our opinions. My Gen 1 ranking went Bulbasaur 3, Squirtle 2, Charmander 1. Jacob's went Squirtle 3.
Yep. Charmander 2, Bulbasaur 1.
Mine went Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander's. His went
Squirtle, Charmander, Bulbasaur.
Yeah, Squirtle, Charmander, Bulbasaur. Gen 2, mine went Chikorita, Totodile, Cyndaquil, because Cyndaquil is the starter for my first Nuzlocke win. Jacob's, because he thinks they're all okay, went Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile.
Yep.
Gen 3, I had just started. That's where it cut off. I was talking about how much I hate Torchic. To quickly summarize, it is probably the reason I didn't really grow up playing Pokemon and took several years of not playing Pokemon because I was so disappointed after playing most of Gen 1, some of Gen 2, and then booting up Gen 3 to see what it was. After seeing Torchic, I went, this fucking sucks. Didn't play it for years until Sun and Moon came out. And it's the reason I thought people were right when they said Pokemon was running out of ideas. I did make the point that I hate it because it doesn't have any hands, but it would also look worse if it had hands. So I just fucking hate the thing. That's where we were. I was at 3.
I think your visceral hatred of Torchic was so strong it crashed your computer.
That is actually probably what happened. But yeah, we lost an hour footage. But hey, now you're all caught up on all the big cliff notes. I definitely missed stuff because we recorded for an hour. But that is the bulk of it. It was also a good hour. That's what sucks. It was a good hour.
Lonzo Ball flipped for Isaac Okoro straight up. Whatever.
Who gives a fuck?
We don't care about those teams.
Unnecessary to add in right now.
The Mets are homophobic.
All right. Torchic was my number 3. Number 2, I'm going Trico. It's a Pokemon I'm very neutral towards. And then number 1, the only Pokemon I like here, even though I don't love it, but it's the only one I like of the 3, is Mudkip. Cute little guy. Swampert's kind of cool to stay on all fours. To a degree. Kind of varies around in different sprites, but just a cool fucking swamp beast. All right, your Gen 3 top 3 Pokemon.
Well, we are going to be in lockstep with Torchic being a 3. I still like it a lot more than you do, and I do like it. I like the line in general.
You could like it a lot more than me and still dislike it. Like that.
I like. We get it. I like Torchic. I like Combuskin, I guess, kind of, and I like Blaziken quite a bit. I think Blaziken's really cool. Speed Boost also was a competitive demon in Gen 6. Gen 5 too, but Gen 6 as well because the Mega. Probably Mudkip number 2, but I do love the Swampert line. And then Sceptile is my favorite. And I do love Sceptile. But in general, this is a great trio for me. But of the trios that I think go 3 for 3, this is the worst one. But that's not a bad thing. It's still a 3 for 3 trio for me. I love all 3 of these. Well, I love 2 of these. I like 1 of these. So
1 for 3 for me.
It happens.
But spoilers, if you want to talk 3 for 3, Gen 4. Do you want to
Without question. Yes, sir. This is my roots right here. And that's going to, literally in the sense, because, oh, shit. I don't feel good about it. It pains me to put any of these at number 3.
It's tough.
Oh, I'm just realizing. I think in terms of the types, I think I feel the same way about Gen 4 that I do about Gen 1. I think it is water, fire, grass. I think it's Piplup, Charmander, Turtwig for me. And I love the Piplup line. Piplup's adorable. Empoleon's cool as shit. I like Prinplup as well. It's probably one of the better middle stage starters. Not that I care too much. Chimchar, little fire monkey with a big old poof fire tail. Very cool. He's got a little shit on his head as well, like a little turd nugget at the top there. Monferno actually grows a real tail. And then Infernape, phenomenal looking Pokemon. It hits like a fucking truck too. Really fun to use in playthroughs of any gen. Infernape's just fun to have on your team. And then there's Turtwig, the first Pokemon I ever had. My brother picked it for me. He named it Fartman in all caps. And shout out Fartman, the Turtwig. I like Grotto. A lot of people don't like Grotto. I think Grotto's cool. I think Torterra is fucking awesome. Torterra is still has always been one of my favorite Pokemon. It remains to this day one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Yeah, I think it's cool as shit. Well, another thing I like about this generation's starters, it's not necessarily relevant to their order, but they all have different evolution levels. Like, Chimchar evolves into Monferno at level 14, but you don't get Infernape until level 36. Piplup gets to Primplup at, I think, 16, and it doesn't get Empoleon until 34. That might be 17, but I think it's 16. And I think Turtwig to Grotto is level 18. That might be 17. I think it's 18. But I know Torterra is 32. So you have to wait longer or shorter to get to the middle stage, but that will cause you to wait shorter or longer to get to the final stage. And I think that's really cool. They've never done that since. They've kept it pretty flat since then. I kind of like that. I like that. Also, another thing that's cool about Turtwig is that Torterra counters both of the other of the final stagers for the other one, because you have actually ground type is the only, because Empoleon gets the steel type now. It's not super effective. Or excuse me, grass does not deal super effective damage anymore, but Earthquake's gonna body both of them. So yeah, I think that's what's cool thing about Mr. Torterra. I guess Infernape has that too, because a Flare Blitz will body a Torterra, and then a Close Combat will body an Empoleon. But anywho, I guess Empoleon's the odd man out there. But cool trio, great trio. Torterra's my favorite. Moving on, sir. 1 through 3.
So mine goes. I got Chimchar at 3. Like I said, 3 for 3. I think this is the best starter trio in all of Pokemon. So I still really like the Chimchar line a lot. But it's just, someone had to be 3. Number 2, I went with Piplup. I remember having a crush on Dawn when she was on the TV, and she was always absolutely Piplup. And then also it's just a cool Pokemon with a great line. But number 1 for sure is Turtwig. He's my favorite grass starter. He was a top 3 starter for me. With these Nuzlocke runs, it's becoming a little more interesting because now there's more emotional attachment to some starters now because of things that have happened. I think he's ultimately still my third favorite starter Pokemon, period. I just fucking love his design all the way through. Like I said, I agree with you on his middle stage Grotto being sick. In terms of grass starters with something growing on the back, I think he's the best one with that. Does it the best.
Big old tree.
Yeah, and I hope we eventually get, we got a Hisuian starters with different evolution, final evolutions.
Please give me a Turtwig.
Turtwig one with a different biome on the back. It's perfect. It's such an easy thing to do. If they ever do a Legends game with Turtwig in it, which I hope they do one day.
Give me a grass water Torterra. Fuck it. Not that they would ever do it, because you already gotta have a water type in that trio, but I would like it. I think that the grass water type in general, the Lotad line is the only line that.
For Legends games, get a little wacky with it.
Get a little wacky with it. That's all you know.
We're gonna be getting megas of the 3 in this Legends games. We got regional forms for the game before that. I prefer I prefer the regional idea just to be I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but the same throughout, the Legends games. I would have preferred I would have preferred regional forms.
Yeah.
But yeah, megas are obviously awesome. But
and if they're gonna do megas for anything, it should be Kalos. Like I get it, it makes sense. Hi, baby. Hi.
It's not what happening, but I did like the fan idea of like you get 2 starters, you get your Kalos starter, and then the 3 that we see for the Legends game. The 3 Legends ones get regional forms, and then the Kalos ones.
And the Kalos starters get megas. That's how it
would have been perfect. Would have been amazing. Too good for
Mega Greninja. I would need it so bad.
Would they do different? I saw like one. I don't even know if I saw like if it was a legit leaked image or if it was a fake leak image of what his mega is. But Ash Greninja's out there. I don't know.
Certainly.
If they'll do anything with that in the game. Anyways, yeah.
Ash Greninja's in a game.
Huh?
Ash Greninja's in a game.
In a game, yeah. Who's in like Sun and Moon, right?
Yeah, Sun and Moon.
Yeah. But
I think it's Ultra specifically, but whatever.
That would make sense. But yeah, anyways, to me, that's the best starter tree of all time. So Chimchar being 3 here would genuinely. I'm looking at some lines right now where I would put him number 1 in if he was in instead, but he just unlucky with being in the best starter trio of all time in my opinion. But Gen 5, I'm kicking us off on this one, which makes sense because this is your favorite gen, so maybe good thing you're going last on this one. I haven't played this one. Gun to my head, I would go. Snivy's definitely 3, and then it's a. Is that on purpose?
It was a good bit, yeah. Oh,
okay, yeah. I was like, insane timing.
Snivy's definitely 3. I'm like, nope.
Well, spoilers for his top 3, but I was like, that would be insane timing if that wasn't on purpose.
Snivy to me is what Charmander is to you, so I mean, it's not news. Go ahead.
Where's your Snivy shrine?
I don't got them kind of monies right now.
You make it in blood, then you. But anyways, Snivy 3 for me, and then it's a real toss-up between the other 2. I'm going to go Tepig at 2, Oshawott at 1. Otter is my favorite animal. I actually have an otter plushie right here. And if its whole line gave Otter, I'd probably have, or like gave like the Otter I have in my mind. If Oshawott's whole line gave Otter, like my flavor of Otter a little more, maybe it would be a higher overall ranking, but just a cute little guy. But yeah, I mean, I don't have strong attachments to any of the 3. I don't care for Snivy, and then I like the other 2. Borderline really like I think Tepig's a really cute little guy who people were shitting on for no need when the Legends game got announced. But yeah, I missed the pre-order for Legends ZA to get the plushie with it. Unfortunately, because I was gonna let that decide who my my starter was gonna be. If they ever do a restock, I'll still try to get it if it happens. But unfortunately, not the case. But I really hope so, because I mean, I like I said, I don't hate. There's only one starter Pokemon in its entirety that I hate. Other than that, I think they're all good Pokemon, but the bar is so high for starters. But anyways, that's my Gen 5 ranking. Snivy 3, Tepig 2, Oshawott 1. Your rankings here, sir. You spoiled one of them already.
I did. I don't know. I'm weird on the other 2 because I feel like I like them, and then I feel like I don't really, in comparison at least to other starters. But it's like I like Tepig.
Yeah.
Like but I like Tepig specifically.
Yeah, I get that.
I think the awkwardness works better for Pignite than it does for like Quilladin, for example. And I think the reason for that is because Pignite was fortunate enough to have a 2D game. I think if Quilladin was in 2D, it would look fine. Genuinely, I think if
you've seen it a couple times.
My most often exposure to Pignite is when I play Black and White again. So I think it looks fine in 2D. So I don't like it in 3D, but that's not the game it's from, so that's okay. I'm so back and forth on Embor. I definitely don't dislike it. I don't know how much I like it because it's not necessarily super fun to use. It's not good competitively. I don't love the design, but sometimes I'm just like, fuck it, that's Embor. That's fine. Like that's just who he is, and I accept him for that. I think I'm gonna put Oshawott at 3, and I think a lot of that is like you said. I don't like I don't like the direction Oshawott takes.
Yeah, and that's what hurts it from like higher up like overall Pokemon rankings, but just with the trio it's in, it's still gonna land at.
I think like Oshawott's cute. Is it the cutest starter? Not by a landslide. No, it's fine. I like the Oshawott design. I like the color palette too.
How many are cuter?
I mean,
to me, it's like, let's see, that one. Like Piplup's cuter.
I don't know the exact number.
It also depends on how we're defining cute.
Well, it's just a personal thing. I don't know. I like Oshawott. I like Oshawott.
To me, it's probably top 3 cute.
Duott's a cool enough design. There's no reason for it to go quadrupedal at Samurai. There's just no reason. There was no indication that was going to happen. It doesn't even make sense.
It has the inverse problem that people have with like other Pokemon starters, where like their quadrupedal and randomly goes bipedal. It's got the opposite problem.
Yeah, Samurai to go bipedal, there's no natural progression. Like for Snivy to like naturally lose its limbs makes sense because one, it's a snake. That's how they evolved. But also, that's how Snivy evolves, and it's like Servine has really stubby feet and really like T-Rex arms, and then Superior didn't have anything. It makes sense. That's how snakes are in real life. You can still occasionally see a snake with like something resembling a foot, but it's very clear like they lost it over time. It makes sense for Snivy to go from bipedal to slithering. I think for Tepig to get up, it's firefighting whenever it should stand on its 2 feet. Oshawott, there's no reason for it to go. I would have liked. I don't know how you really do a quadrupedal starting Pokemon as a pig. I don't know how that would work. Oshawott has no business, like especially like the Scout Chop, like for that to be such a big part of Oshawott and Duat, like especially because Duat had 2 of them things, right? But so why does Samurai now get on all 4s? It just doesn't make sense. I don't like it. I don't love it. It's 3. I think Samurai drops the ball. It's got a cool Hisuian form though. And then I would put Tepig at 2. And then obviously, I've talked about Tepig a lot already, so I won't go into that. It's not even number 1. It is, if it's not my all-time favorite Pokemon, it's up there. Like, I don't know, he's a cool guy. I think he's confident. He's, I like him. Yeah, bordering on it. Yeah. You know what? He knows what he is, and he's flaunting it. I get it.
Later, you like a little attitude in Pokemon. There's one I'm thinking of later that you're higher on than.
I like Pokemon with a lot of expressed personality, right? Because obviously they never speak, and you don't really interact with them outside of battle. I want them to have personality in battle.
Makes sense.
And starters generally do. Like I feel like starters, for the most part, they nail that. There's a few that don't, and that's why I don't like them very much.
Soulless eyes. I can see it in this picture.
I don't think
anything behind them.
The Chikorita line, I think, does not have any personality, and that which is unfortunate because I want to like it. There's nothing there, but Snivy's got
some people say it's sexist to hate it.
Chikorita?
Yeah. They say because it gives feminine, like girls are like, that's obviously a girly Pokemon. So if you're sex, there was a big conversation with the when Legends got announced. I saw a lot of this conversation.
Twitter, who cares? I don't know, but okay. I'm looking at some other I guess are there any other effeminate starters inherently?
I already thought that was a stretch with Chikorita. Like I get what they're saying, but at the same time,
it's a fucking dinosaur. Yeah. It's a fucking dinosaur. I don't know. I don't even think it's that feminine. And even then, who doesn't like Gardevoir, which is an expressly feminine?
Well, they were saying the ones that the female presenting Pokemon people do like. They like
the hot ones.
Yeah, because it's
whatever.
They're...
Well, okay. I don't like the insinuation that I don't want to fuck.
I think Finnegan is more female presenting. Is that one? Is that one?
Did you hear what I said, or were we just going over it?
No, what did you say?
I said I don't like the insinuation that I don't want to fuck Meganium.
Oh my
I would say Brygson is more femme presenting, and there's a lot of look. It's a fox. Of course, there's furry porn about the Fennekin line. Like that's.
Well, yeah.
Whatever.
I've compared this to the Old Testament and New Testament before, but like Robin Hood with the foxes is like furry Old Testament, and then like Zootopia is their New Testament.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, so like foxes for both genders with the Robin Hood one, like there's a reason I think a fox is like probably the number one furry costume. Like when I think of a furry, it's usually like a fox like
fox is the most
adjacent like costumes. So like and that's why. So yeah. But anyways,
I think it's the easiest one to make hot as well. In all fairness, like how do you make a gorilla sexy? Which is crazy because it's the most like humanoid like animal.
Well, it's hard.
I don't know how you make it hot.
It's hard to make it for like. I feel like foxes, it's easier to have like a wide range of like types to be into, but like gorilla, you have to like a dominant, hairy, masculine man /
right.
Funnily enough, a bear also.
Yeah, foxes. I feel like very easy to make feminine or masculine.
Yeah, it's kind of easy to go both ways.
On today's episode, we're discussing. We're discussing ways to make furries
attractive elsewhere.
Yeah. I'm going first for Gen 6, right? You went first for Gen 5?
Yes. So go ahead, Gen 6.
I think for me, this is the one where I
don't like this.
Two of them. I like two of them. I love one of them.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow. We're very different. We're very different.
Yeah. No. I don't know. I wish they were a better game. I wish that about another trio that we're going to get to, of course. But I like. It's number 3. It's Fennekin. This was the first one I chose in my first playthrough. It was Fennekin. I think it kind of drops the ball a bit at Delphox. I love the concept of Fire Psych. Fire Psych is a great typing. Shout out Victini. Having a wizard starter, that you don't have to sell me on having a wizard starting Pokemon. You've already got me. I'm there, right? Certainly, the esoteric oracle, right? I don't. You're not gonna have to sell me on a wizard Pokemon. I don't think Delphox has a particularly great design, and that sucks because.
Do you think it leans fairy type more than psychic? Personally, I get more fairy vibes.
I think it can go either or, because if you're leaning into the wizard aspect of it, then yes, psychic makes more sense. But if you're looking at a fox, like a magical fox, fairy would make a lot of sense too. But it doesn't matter because someday they're going to implement my design for a fire fairy type, and we won't even have to worry about that conversation.
Right,
we do need one in Gen 10.
Which, ladies and gentlemen, you could take a look at if you want to check out. Go to my channel and look at the video that is unused Pokemon types, unused Pokemon type combos.
It's a banger.
I think yours is in the thumbnail.
Yeah, it is, and Fire Fairy is one that we need desperately because it'd be so cool. I would use that on my playthrough. If the starter is Fire Fairy, I liked it. I liked that design a lot.
Yeah, they did a good job.
If the starter is Fire Fairy, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. If the Gen 10 Fire starter is Fire Fairy, I don't care what the other ones are.
I'll spoil my Gen 7 opinion. For me, gens that go 3 out of 3, it's Gen 1, 4, 7. So it's +3 each time. Gen 10, we're about to load up a 3 for 3.
Yeah, that's fair. Number 2 for me is Chespin. I like Chespin. I like Chestnut. When we lose the chess, I think we lose the sauce a little bit. Again, would be a fine 2D sprite, not a good one, a fine one. Quilladin looks like shit. It looks terrible.
Not as mean, as shit talked as it is. But then you also, but even with that argument, it's still like, okay, well, it was made. It was made for the 3D one, like, which is
right. Pig Knight at least was made for I don't like, in a vacuum. I might even prefer Quilladin's design a tad bit. Pig Knight was made for 2D. Pig Knight looks fine in 2D. Quilladin was made for 3D. It looks like shit in 3D. I think that matters.
Yeah.
And I just don't. Design wise, I'm not a fan. Chestnut, I think Chestnut is one of the more underrated starters. Competitively, it was solid in Gen 6. It's not a good typing, but it's a fun typing. I like grass fighting. It shares it. I think it and Breloom are the only ones that have it. It was also the first Pokemon to have Spiky Shield, at least as like a signature move. Before other, like, I think Ferrothorn got it that same gen, but like in general, that was something I always associate with Chestnut is Spiky Shield. I think it's cool. Like, I'm never gonna not enjoy Chestnut, like, and I think Chespin is I don't know, it's up there in terms of like first stage starters designs. I like Chespin a lot. Hell if I know.
That's I think that's another thing people have a problem with. I still like its design a lot, but I do get being like enjoying being able to see what it is based on, and you can't really do that with Chespin as well. God, somebody needs to make a video talking about every single Pokemon and all of the design inspirations.
Yeah,
someone needs to do that. It would get like 300,000 views. I randomly am guessing, and I would bet that the person who made that video would gain literally 1,000 subscribers off that one video and $1,000 off that one video.
So it's kind of a hedgehog, but it is straight up based on a chestnut. So it's like a what do you call it? It's a chipmunk, like a hedgehog chestnut hybrid
amalgamation.
It is like explicitly based on a chestnut. So I don't know. They kind of just made something out of a chestnut that looks a little hedgehogish, looks a little chipmunkish. I guess I don't know. I like it though. I will always like it.
Yeah,
I think hedgehog because of the quills, like Quilladin and chestnut. Yeah. Like I think hedgehog makes the most sense.
Yeah. Anyways, your number one.
Number one. Froakie. I love Greninja. One of the best shiny. I might even say my favorite shiny. Having the full black on the Greninja, it's fucking beautiful. The Ash Greninja form, I haven't played it in a while, but I've been using it in my my Ultra Sun playthrough. Actually, no, it's a lie. I've not been using it because it's level 50, and I'm waiting for my Pokemon to catch up before I introduce the Ash Greninja to my playthrough. But really cool Pokemon. I like it. I don't know. Not much else to say here. I think it's one of those really fun to use too. I've never not enjoyed a playthrough with a Greninja, especially if it has Protean, which got nerfed in later gens, but when it was introduced, every single time you use a move, you become that type. I think that's fucking awesome. Everything is stab. You can control weaknesses with it. It's just awesome. It's fun to use. Great move pool, mixed attacker. You can run it however you want it. It's fast as fuck. Yeah. It'll die to anything, but that's fine. So, moving on. Give me your 1, 2, 3.
I forgot during my recap. I forgot to mention that my goat Jeremiah got voted off Love Island. And then we were talking about furries. My most successful Weevault is Spore Hero. Randomly, it's super random to be my most successful one, but it's got like 1,700 views. It's like by far my best Weevault, and I didn't realize this until later, but like some furry channel, not like a huge one, but like posted about it on their community tab, like, hey, check out this video somebody made on Spore Hero, and I was like, oh, this is super random, shout out to this furry. They had like
hell yeah.
I think it was like a pink or purple, like I think it was a fox persona, like in the thumbnail, in their little like channel icon. Shouted out the video. I thanked them months later because I didn't realize they did that until months later. But yeah, by far my most successful Weevault video, and they probably played a part. I don't want to say a major part because community posts, like, it's really hard to get seen. But it definitely impacted it. But anyways, my number 3 for Gen 6 is Chespin. I don't like this starter trio.
What?
I really don't. I mean, I really just don't. I don't hate any of them, but I don't care for Chespin, who I have at 3. I don't really care for any of them. Let's go.
It's different if you've never played with any of them before.
That's all. Yeah, it's very tough. But also,
I don't know anybody that's used Greninja that doesn't like Greninja.
Well, I haven't. Like, I actually haven't played Gen 4, but I love all 3 of them.
Those are really easy to love.
Yeah,
like that's just a great trio.
Yeah,
no matter what. This one, I think, if this one.
I'm gonna go Chespin 3, Fennekin 2, Froakie 1. Froakie's cool. Froakie would be like, a solid, like an okay number 2 in a starter trio. Really good number 3 in a starter trio. But as the number 1, this is just like the Washington Wizards with like Jordan Poole as their best player.
It's like Calvin Ridley being your best weapon.
He shit talked Calvin Ridley.
There you are. Okay. Fantabulous.
When we had that long freeze, I stopped the recording in case it died. So we're good on those 30 minutes. I'll just have to piece them together.
All right.
Keep Calvin Ridley's name out your mouth. All right.
Okay. I was gonna say it's like him being the second best player in your football team and your best wide receiver. But shit, I'm ready to talk about Gen 7. I like that you're kicking off Gen 7 because I think you like them a bit more than I do.
I think this is a 3 for 3. This is probably, I think this is of the 3 for 3s the worst 3 for 3, but I mean it's a 3 for 3, so like I'm still very high on this generation here. I am gonna go Poplio at 3. I guess I don't lean into the overly cutesy Pokemon like lines all the way as much, because I'm a fucking manly man. Definitely don't ever do anything feminine or sus. Never. I would never. But jokes aside, I still really like Poplio especially. I just think I think it's top 3 cute. It's adorable. Primarina is cool, and that's kind of where it ends for me. I still think it's a really good final starter design. Really leaning into the elegance in a nicer way. So I still like the different take on a final line. But then I'm gonna go Rowlet. Yeah, I'm gonna go Rowlet at 2. Really close between it and number 1 Litten. It just comes down to I kind of always have a preference. Like if it's something's close, I'm probably gonna lean the fire type.
Makes sense.
And I mean, I really enjoy. Well, here I'll finish on Rowlet. Really cool. I mean, but eventually becoming a grass ghost like Owl Archer is just cool as hell. But yeah, he's a cute little guy with a bow tie, and then Dartrix, is that the name for the middle, right?
Yeah, it's the middle.
Cool, dapper looking little man, and then it just becomes a ghost archer. So a little disconnect there in terms of like being, this very elegant into just like an absolute killer, but just still love the designs. But the reason I think I have Litten 1 is because it was the starter I picked for starters, pun intended. And its first 2 stages I really like. I wish it didn't go bipedal and become game breaking in competitive Pokemon. No, I'm joking. But I still like Incineroar's design. It's just like I just would have preferred it to be a quadrupedal cat. But I still like the design.
Starters in general.
Yeah, and then also because like I think the fire starters, it's been. Is it just Skeledirge to go on for as a final?
The only one.
Yeah,
I think.
And it's because it was the third one in a row that like started quadrupedal and ended bipedal. Although at least, Tepig had the decency to make that jump quicker.
Well, and the one nice thing, we'll get to them later, the one nice thing about Score Bunny is that it starts bipedal. So it's like, what you're getting into.
Yeah. And that one makes sense, like just kind of as a...
Yeah, it's a kicker. It's a soccer player. Like, yeah it makes sense.
But then for Litten here at number 1, I'm a huge fan of Wolfie, and Incineroar is just a meme on his channel. I have an amiibo here because I'm going to Worlds in like a month and a half from now. It's actually it's coming up. A month and a half going to Worlds. I will be bringing that with me on the off chance I see him and it's in a appropriate place to be asking for his signature on the Incineroar amiibo over here. Because if I just see him and it's like in between competitions, I'm probably not going to go up to him and talk to him. Yeah, the dream is that gets signed, but it's pretty unlikely. But I'm going to take it just in case.
Certainly,
dreamer's dream. But and then obviously it is just the best competitive Pokemon of all time. So it simultaneously gets points for that and points taken away, because it's kind of like it also like it was the best, and then it just got buffs, and it's like, what the fuck is Pokemon doing? But yeah, just the ultimate support Pokemon. Extremely versatile. But yeah, that's my 3 for a starter trio that I think is top 3. Your rankings for Gen 7 here.
This is probably my 4th favorite starter trio, but it is one where I would agree it is 3 for 3, and one where I like all of them. Mm-hmm. I would say Popplio at 3. A big reason for this is that Brayden is one of the worst middle stage starters, period, and it is the only bad middle stage in this lineup because I like Torracat, I like Dartrix. So the odd man out here, it makes it easy for me to put Popplio down at the bottom. And I think I would probably say I like Primarina slightly less than the other two, which is not a knock on Primarina. Yeah, I like Popplio a lot. I like Primarina a lot. I don't like Brayden, but overall, great line, great Pokemon. I like it a lot. I like the typing. Well, I like Water Fairy. It's the only Fairy type starter, I believe. So that's cool too. We need a Fire Fairy starter soon. We're gonna get Grass Fairy and Meganium, so we're gonna get that crossed off the list. We need a Fire Fairy starter in Gen 10. Number 2, I will go with Litten. This is a Pokemon that when these games were first announced, I was anti-Litten. I don't know what it was. I was hating. I love cats. It's crazy things.
Yeah, I was thinking I would not.
I didn't like them. I was not into cats at that point in my life. It was like it was a few years later that I was became a real big cat lover. But I just didn't care. I just didn't like it. I thought it was overrated. I don't feel that way. Well, I don't feel that way now. Like I like Litten, I like Torracat, I like Incineroar, I like the whole line. Another one where you like it just it sucks that it's like, oh, we've got a cat. Oh, it's on 2 legs now. Like we've seen it too much. Rowlet, number 1. Great Hisuian form for the Decidueye. Again, not a good typing, but a fun typing, grass fighting. We've got obviously the Ghost Grass. Like seeing Decidueye for the first time, that shit was so cool. In the reveal trailer, I like Dartrix. I think he's like I like me the attitude in the starter Pokemon. So I like me some Dartrix. And Rowlet's just a little guy. He's a silly little guy. He can rotate his entire body horizontally, like 90 degrees. Sure, why not? Let's go tilt the head all the way the fuck away. Yeah, I fucks with it. I like Rowlet. I like it's a good trio. It's a good trio top to bottom. But that is my order here. Gen 8. I don't care very much about
Gen
this
8
lineup.
is 1 for 2 in my opinion, or 1 for 3. 1 for 3.
Yeah, it's pretty easy for me to say Sobble, Score Bunny, Grookey. I do have Hawaiian shirt Grookey sitting over there. Build-A-Bear, Hawaiian shirt Grookey. I think Grookey and the Grookey line is really good.
Yeah, I that's the one I like. Yeah, I mean, we have the same ranking. If we just want to, I'll just cut to it.
I'm pretty neutral on Cinderace and that line as a whole. I think actually what's the middle stage called? Something Rabbit.
Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna put Sobble above Score Bunny. So I'm gonna go Score Bunny.
Well, hold on. I'm not done yet.
Well, no, I was because I already said I had the same as yours, okay. So I was just correcting it.
Okay, fair enough. I think Score Bunny has one of the better middle stages of any starter or of any starter. I like it a lot. I don't particularly love Score Bunny. I particularly love Cinderace. I'm kind of indifferent on both of them as far as starters go, so it's just kind of whatever. Sobble is pretty easily my least favorite starter of all of them. Of the whole list of 27, it is by far and away number 27 for me. The gap between it and 26 is probably bigger than the gap between 26 and 10. I don't like it. I don't hate it, but there's only one Pokemon I legitimately hate. I don't like Sobble. I don't like the My Chemical Romance listening middle stage, and I don't like Inteleon at all. I hate Inteleon's design. I think the Gigantamax is cool because it's a sniper in the tower, and conceptually going with it, all right, fine. And I like the idea of this is a crying child who I'm assuming gets bullied all the time, becomes emo as a teenager, and this is it's like one of those when you see the autism resource center next to the Marine recruiter, and you're like, that's spawn camping, you can't do that. Like having the the emo kid, like putting him in the fucking Secret Service. Like, see, I feel like I'm weaponizing his anger. I'm like, get this man an unregistered firearm, let him do some damage, turn him into a sniper. So, see, I feel like again that's spawn camping. That's not allowed. But conceptually, I think it makes sense that way. I just hate the design of this Pokemon. I don't like the looks. And this is another one where they're all single type. I like it when starters got a little sauce. I like it when starters got a secondary typing. I don't want them to all be
Stage 1 mono. I think I just prefer Stage 1 mono, Stage 2 mono, Stage 3 dual.
Yes, I think adopting a third type in its final form, or a second type in its third form, is. I like that too. But I do prefer mono and then mono again, and then yeah. The only starter that's not mono at any point is Bulbasaur because it starts out grass poison. I think every other starter. No, I think Rowlet's grass flying. Yeah, I lied. I think Rowlet's grass flying. But that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can go ahead and go over your list.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I corrected it. I got Score Bunny at 3.
Yeah.
It's not quite hate level, but it is close. I really was disappointed when I saw it. I think it's just because it's overly plain. Like, it's just this white bunny with some, like, orange and yellow, like, accents to it. And I was just like, damn, that's it? There's, like, nothing to this Pokemon, was how I felt when because even Sobble, I was like, okay, there's an identity there.
Yeah.
And so I kind of liked Sobble a little bit when I first saw it. And then, like, I'm with you. I really don't like the second stage. I think I'm a little higher on its final stage than you are. I don't particularly like it still, but I think it's okay. Yeah. Grookey's the only one I explicitly like. Like, I was like, oh man, this cute little green monkey jumping around. I was like, that's really cool. It starts off with this little stick, and then as you see, it's a drummer, like at the end.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. Sense. And then it's Gigantamax form with the even bigger drum set.
Good competitive Pokemon too.
Yeah, really good. I think when Wolfie was ranking starters, it was 2, and it was like it was 2, and it was like, man, this one, it's not going to catch 1, but like it can even continue to increase the gap at 2 because it was so new and competitive. But anyways, that's for sure my order. I was really disappointed when I saw Score Bunny.
Yeah,
because it was the gen that like I was back into Pokemon fully and was like, okay, cool. What are the starters? Oh, what the fuck? it almost torchicked me, but nah. Yeah, I was disappointed there. But Gen 9.
You kick us off here.
I kick us off. Okay. Can't wait to talk about number 1. I'm gonna put Quaxley at 3. I don't like that kind of attitude in a Pokemon. Okay, dude. I'm having too many technical difficulties for you to be doing this bit.
No, okay. The bit's done anyways. Sorry, the bit's done anyways.
When you do that, I'm like, not again.
The bit's done. It's the time I needed it.
Yeah, I just don't care for it at all in any of its stages.
I want to press the red button so bad, but I'll.
Yeah, just the attitude. I just can't. Sprigatito, it's kind of plain for me in its first stage. Meowscarada is a good, not great final stage, so it's all right. Number 1 though, I never fell in love with a Pokemon as fast as I did Fuecoco. It was an immediate love with Fuecoco. When they had the little painting up, showing the starter trio, I was oh my god, I was so hyped and so excited to be able to play with Fuecoco at some point, and I got Fuecoco right here, and then I actually do have his little Mega Bloks one. He's gonna be hard to see on that Pokeball little Lego Mega Bloks. Fuecoco is resting. I love this Pokemon so much. To me, it's a top 3 Pokemon. My 1 through 3 is very close amongst each other, and it's very set. Like, it's going to be hard for anything to kind of, like, jump into the top 3 with how much love I have of my top 3 of Charizard, Houndoom, Fuecoco, and like Fuecoco has to hate Halloween because if me and Dirk didn't dress up as Pokemon trainer and Houndoom, he would be number 2. But man, I just love Fuecoco so much, and then I love its line. I like Crocolore. And then I love Skeledirge. I like how he's on all 4s. He went bipedal into quadrupedal in a way that makes sense as well. I didn't know if he was more Croc or T-Rex when he was first shown.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's more Croc obviously. When we see Crocolore and then Skeledirge, but just God, the design, the like Day of the Dead aesthetic with him as well. You know my taste in women, so that culture being represented in a Pokemon, I like. Yeah, I love this Pokemon so much. I love him so much. Second favorite starter behind Charmander. Although if I were to break up, I always view lines as a whole.
Right, holistically I do too.
Which makes sense. But if I were to break them up individually, it's Charizard at 1 above everything else. And if I were breaking them up, I would have Fuecoco above Charmander.
Yeah.
I love Fuecoco so fucking much. I love him so much. But yeah.
I would even say Crocolore clears Charmeleon by leaps and bounds. And that's not even I don't like Charmeleon thing. I'll get to Crocolore in a second.
I'll say I like it more. I wouldn't say leaps and bounds, just because I think I'm higher on Charmeleon than a lot of people are. I think just because he's a different shade than the other two, they
I think it's just kind of whatever.
It's like, all right, whatever. He's a little bit of a different shade, and then he grows, and then like, okay, he's back to the shade. Who gives it? Because it's not a thematic breakup like we've talked about in other trios. No. It's just a slight, all right, because it is just like a bigger Charmander that like you see some of the stuff starting to come out of him, so they differentiate him a bit more with a different color probably. But like,
well, I mean, Thwackey is a different color than Grookey and Rillaboom. I don't think it's a problem with Thwackey. I think there's something about Charmeleon that I'm just kind of like, once I get to it, I'm just like, okay, it's cool. Charmeleon, now I want to get to the Charizard.
I like it, but I also
Thwackey, I like the Thwackey.
Seeing how he moves and acts in like the anime, which I haven't seen a lot of, but just clips of. But like seeing him there, like I don't know, it helps like I don't know, form an opinion. I don't know how to word it, but like it makes it make more sense when I see it in game. Because I'm like, okay, I get the idea a little bit better of what that Pokemon is, seeing it move and act there. I was like, I like it. So I really like Charmeleon. Obviously, part of my favorite Pokemon line. But Crocolore is better, but I would say it's closer for me. Because Crocolore there's a little funkiness to him that I like, but also, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, that's my 3. Your 3.
I can't say this with conviction because I've never finished a game with the Sprigatito line. This might be my favorite starter trio. It's possible.
Oh.
It might be. Favorite. Like, objectively, it's Gen 4. And then after that, it's probably Gen 1. But for me, personally, I think Gen 9 might be my favorite trio. I can't tell you the amount of hope, the hopium that filled my body when we saw that painting of the starters, and I saw these 3. That was a generational starter reveal to me. Certainly the best one I've ever lived through myself.
The way it was presented as well. I mean,
the way it was presented was awesome. Yeah, but for them to all 3, for me to like all 3 of them as well, it's like, because if it was like, if they had done that and then just showed me like the Johto starters or whatever, I'd been like, okay, what, like, or like Gen 5 even, like, okay, whatever.
I think they realized like how big
Gen 8 especially, my God.
I think they realized how big the starter reveal is, and they really just amped it. Hopefully, I hope they continue like with cool, like a big thing just around revealing the starter trio for Gen 10.
Yeah. But Gen 9, I mean, thematically relevant because the game took place in Spain. You've got this really pretty painting. Number 3 for me is going to be Sprigatito because it's the only one I haven't used yet. So I can't say, like, I love it the whole way through. I can't say it's above the other 2 because I just don't know how I would feel with it after using it. But I like its design all the way through. It's another one that goes from quadrupedal to bipedal, but I'll make an exception for this one because it was kind of obvious. Like, the last cat we got went that way. This one, reasonably, it was going to go that way too. This is one that I did not know until recently. A lot of people want to fuck Meowscarada. Did not know that until...
I mean, It's
a
always
couple
a
weeks
safe
ago.
bet, like, oh, this Pokemon's on 2 legs.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be some, but I'm like, I did not know the volume of Meowscarada porn that there. Not, I didn't go out looking for it. It found me. I don't know how. I don't know what. I think I saw somebody quote dunking somebody else, and like I went through like looking through the tweets, and I saw like I don't know how I got there, but there it was, and like it was popping. Like it had a good amount of people like looking at it. Again, I don't know. I didn't know there was that much Meowscarada porn. Meowscarada was not familiar with your game. I did not know that many people wanted to fuck you. But in retrospect, it makes sense. It does, it has like I guess it's a little feminine. And then also, yeah, it's bipedal. It's about human height. It's got human proportions. Okay, whatever. I guess, yeah, it makes sense. There's probably a lot of Incineroar porn, too, of like him fucking other things.
I haven't seen it, but I have heard.
I'm sure it's there. I'm sure. I don't doubt it. I did not know, like, this one completely blindsided me when I saw it, but immediately I'm like, okay, I guess that makes sense. Enough about the porn. Good Pokemon. Okay, good Pokemon. Number 2 for me is going to be Fuecoco. This would be number 1 in pretty much any other trio.
Wow, you're that
but
high.
I do.
Okay.
I love Fuecoco, man. I really do.
No, I just used it. I didn't realize you were that high.
Oh yeah, on the other one. Yeah, no, it's like that. But yeah, this thing is incredible. What I love about Crocolore, is that one, it's wearing a sombrero, which is not something we've had since Ludicolo. But also the fact that the top is an egg that hatches into a bird that cleans Skeledirge's teeth when it evolves, which is so cool because we got you got the bird cleaning the crocodile's teeth. That's like, yeah, that's lore. That's real shit.
Nice touch.
So
that's hard.
Awesome. Yeah, you've got at the middle. There's the idea
because that's the go-to example when they're teaching like animal relationships, like.
Yeah,
communalism, mutualism, all that shit. That is like a go-to example.
That is mutualism in essence, right there. That is
example in like science class about like
the crocodile gets the teeth clean, the bird gets a meal, everybody's happy. It's like the one thing that will go by the crocodile's mouth that it won't fuck with. It'll let it do its business.
And then it's probably used in metaphors as well because it's like. The croc could kill this animal, but due to trust, like blah, 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 you can play on like a metaphor with it as well.
Certainly, and so I like it starts as little hairs for Fuecoco. It looks fantastic. I think it adds so much. If Fuecoco didn't have the hair, it would hurt the design a lot. I think not that it wouldn't work without it.
It's like it's almost doofy little kid.
But I think it matters a lot. I think if it wasn't there, it would make a huge difference. I would still like it. That does not look right. That does not look right. Look at it. That does not look. It's still a good design.
Because then it's like it's too round almost.
Yeah,
like it adds to it. I think it just adds to like where it's like a waddling toddler. Like it's like little teeth coming in and then like it's little hairs on top. Like it definitely.
There's so much character that the little tuft of hair adds. But then it becomes a full hat with an egg at the top, and then the egg becomes a bird that cleans Skeledirge's teeth. That is so fucking creative. To go through that all the way through, and then it's just a great design all around for this Pokemon. And then the Fire Ghost typing is awesome. I love Chandelure; it's one of my favorite Pokemon. I like Skeledirge even more. The design is incredible. It is so much fun to use. I just used it in a playthrough a few months ago. Great Pokemon. Great Pokemon. Number 1. I like him. I like him a little with a little attitude.
Yeah.
This one. Got plenty of attitude, and it's pretty flamboyant as time goes on. We've got Quaxley. I will say, I'm not like, I don't love Quaxwell. I think it's a solid middle stager. I don't think it's anything like
middle stagers. Like, it's really hard for them to affect your ranking on a
Pokemon. I don't weigh them much at all. No, because I get the one that I see that hooks me in, and then there's the one I spend the most time with, which is the final. So I don't really care.
Yeah, it's really easy to be like, this is whatever, and just not even factor it in.
Yeah, like it matters. It doesn't matter. I don't weigh it a ton.
Right, keep articulating your points. Gonna let him out.
Yeah, but I love this thing. I think it is. It's. I mean, he's just a fun little guy. I think he's cute. He's got the Josuke haircut, which I mean, that's my favorite JoJo and my favorite part of JoJo. So it's it makes. Of course, I did name him Josuke when I had mine. But Quaxwell is kind of whatever. I love Quavel. I think it's got a cool signature move. It's a great design Pokemon. I love its animations. I love the typing. I love the water fighting typing. It's cool. It's awesome. I love it. Um, I like the concept behind it. I think is really cool. It's just a great Pokemon. This is such a great trio for me. Again, I need to come back after I've played a game with Meowscarada fully. This might be my favorite trio of starters. It genuinely might be. I don't know. I love them that much. Like I instantly, as soon as I saw the reveal trailer with the painting, I knew right away. Like this was generational for me.
Dude, the Gen 10 starters like really need to hit because obviously Gen 10 rounded number. It's gonna be what. Is it the 30? Is it going to be wind up
30th anniversary, yeah.
30th anniversary, and it's following up what you think might be your favorite or the best starter trio, and then following up like just one of my all-time favorite Pokemon.
Just for Coco, yeah, like
it's a tall task. They better deliver.
Yeah.
Is this next one? It'll probably be a Switch 2 exclusive.
Gen 10 probably, yeah.
So they'll have like the Switch 2 has really good hardware now. At least, I mean, comparatively to the Switch, like, I really hope that they really fucking deliver. They already weren't, because some people were trying to give them a hardware excuse for why the games weren't running well, and I'm just like, you have what you have, optimize it to that.
It's rush development. It's rush development, which is why it's good that they're taking their time with Gen 10, as they should.
Yeah, very excited. All right. Do you want to skip Let's Cut Deep or genuinely quickly go through the 3 questions?
Genuinely quickly go through the 3 questions. Actually, we're almost out, aren't we?
Well, it's this top 3. What we've been on.
No, I mean we're almost out of the questions.
Oh, we're almost. No, we have a while. Like, there's a lot of cards.
Okay. Never mind. We can do it.
Yeah,
I thought we were like almost done. I was gonna say let's save it, but let's actually make it quick.
Well, the weird thing is, it's like Icebreaker is like this thick, which is still a lot of cards when they're really stacked up. But then like the other 2 are like this thick, like they're like twice the size now. All right, Icebreaker. What is the last thing you do before bed? Right now, it's been journaling in my daily log, and then pray. I brush my teeth before that, just to be clear.
Yeah. I usually it's a few sips of water, but in general, it's brushing my teeth. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't have anything like thematically like cool that I do before bed. It's like I brush my teeth, I drink some water, I go to sleep, plug my phone in.
Yeah,
like I'm a simple man.
I guess set my sleep tracker apps and tell Dirk to hop on once I'm actually ready to go to sleep.
Yeah, I can call Onyx into the bed too. Is something I keep finding out is if she's usually there already. When she's not, I can just call her name a couple times and she'll come up. So that's cool.
What song reminds you of your partner? I don't know. I guess if I hear anything David Bowie, I'll think of you because you're into him and then your cat's named after him. Which I know is an artist, but I'll still just use that as my answer.
Close enough. Fuck, I don't know. I don't know what song would remind me of Brayden. And I listen to a lot of songs. I don't. Sure, yeah. Ram Ranch. No.
Well, now it will.
Oh yeah. Now every other time I think of Ram Ranch, I'll be like, Brayden told me that one time that this should remind me of it, and it's gonna make me think of you. Honestly, anytime I listen to a song that's come out recently, I'm like, oh, I can talk about this on the pod. So, in that sense, yeah, every time it's like
every time you listen to new music, you think of me.
Yeah, because I'm going to discuss it. I'm going to discuss it with you,
yeah.
At least in some fashion, because it's, I don't know. So I would say for today, it's the song is called "Music" by Underscores, and that's it.
That counts as bringing it up. Can't bring it up when we talk about what we've been on. We'll just elaborate on it now.
Don't make me press the button.
All right. Have you ever hated someone for being lucky or more successful than you? No, hate's a strong word. I don't think.
I've been jealous. I've never hated anybody.
Yeah. I've been maybe there's moments of like, damn, wish it was me, but
I don't like it when those things happen to bad people. The jealous. There's definitely a lot of more vitriol in that jealousy where it's like, man, why is this motherfucker? But it's never like that's not gonna make me hate them more. Yeah. It's just
the hate's already there, so it's not because of that.
Right. So I've never hated somebody because a lot of good things happen. Like that's stupid. I want good things to happen to people. Like that's yeah. I want them to happen to me, but I want them to happen to everybody else too.
All right. Top 3 of the week. Greek gods.
Yes, sir.
This would be a 2-hour pod had we not lose the hour. So let's just keep going fast. My number 3, I landed on Hephaestus. Ugly boy done dirty. It's hard to not, when things don't go right in a relationship to feel like your boy Hephaestus. Also just good with his hands. Volcanoes, fire, like that's just. I mean, I've always liked that type of imagery. So I got also crazy origin of just like being willed into existence and then immediately rejected and thrown off a fucking mountain
because your mom thinks you're ugly
and being like the only canonically ugly god.
Yeah.
Water. Sorry.
That was awesome. That was perfect. That was great. Jarvis, clip that.
There's 2 clips I wanted. I forgot what the other clip. Oh, we were talking about furries. Did that get lost in the hour?
No, because that was Fennec.
Yes, yeah. So I want to clip the furries, and I'll try to remember to clip this ugly god.
That did not go away in the Library of Alexandria. We did keep that, so that's good.
Okay. We usually go 3, 2, 2, 1.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, so if you're good, I'll go ahead. All right, number 3. I'm gonna go with Athena.
Okay.
Top
tier.
Top tier. What cool, domain that she's in charge of. Goddess of wisdom, also goddess of battle strategy. So very smart lady, powerful smart lady. Another cool thing about her is that she just kind of popped out of Zeus's head one day. Like he woke up with a massive headache, and then eventually she just went in full armor, popped out fully grown in full armor. Just kind of popped out there.
We pop out at your party.
One quick ad here because it's just reminding me of it. Like another cool, like my favorite way any god has ever been produced. When the Titans killed their father Uranus and they chopped him up and they threw him into the sea, his balls, like sea foam, is his semen, and is like how that works because that's why it's white. That's his cum, and Aphrodite one day just kind of was born out of sea foam.
Yeah, like
she's technically the daughter of Uranus, and she was just born from his cum, just sitting in the water, and she eventually just sprouted up the most beautiful woman ever. Crazy. You know what? The ocean's beautiful, and cum makes people. So, fair enough. But yes, Athena, number 3, goes hard. Number 2, sir, for you.
I went with Hades. I think now he's it's a little more people got a better understanding of him, but it used to be a little more misunderstood because he was the ruler of the underworld, but he's low key the chillest.
People naturally want to assume make like devil comparisons. He's not.
Yeah,
it's not evil.
I think now, like more and more people are like, oh, actually, chill, dude. Low key, like maybe the nicest of like at least the brothers, and maybe the main 12. Like how he got his wife, pretty fucked up. But other than that, like chill, loyal for the most part.
At the very least, he does treat her well. Like doesn't make it okay, but like he's also like genuinely good to her, from my understanding. So that's
my understanding as well. Obviously. Also, there's also like different, like because of how old it is, and like there's just different stories, like different canons.
Different interpretations, of course. But for the most part, every other god is terrible to their spouse, like in some fashion. It's bad.
Yeah.
Ask Hera, how often Zeus has cheated on her. It's a lot.
Yeah, but by like contrast, like in a way, he gave us seasons. In a roundabout way. And then also just like the cool dark imagery, obviously being misunderstood, like that's gonna garner you like some sympathy points. He's like, dude, I'm just doing my fucking job. I literally drew the short stick. Where the term comes from, I would have to, if I took a wild fucking guess.
Yeah.
I Can't imagine it came from anywhere else. So he drew the short stick, but he's, cool, chill dude. Your number 2.
Number 2, I've got a different of the big 3. I've got Poseidon here at number 2. Again, I like the ocean. You got the god of the sea.
Splash.
Also, if you're a Percy Jackson reader, you're gonna have a positive opinion of Poseidon for the most part. Like, it's just kind of how it goes. Like, I read Percy Jackson. I read the Heroes of Olympus. Like, I like Poseidon. Cool dude. Cool domain. Like, you got all that shit over there. Probably the only person ever who knows all of what's in the ocean. All 100%. But trying to think of I don't know like a ton of Poseidon lore necessarily. Cool guy though. I like him. I just like him. Not much else to say. You're number 1. Go ahead. Poseidon.
My number 1 is Poseidon. Percy Jackson, my favorite book series of all time. Also read Heroes of Olympus. Loved it. Didn't quite stick the landing for me with the 5th book, just because I just wanted more Percy in it. That's all it really boils down to. But I wanted to be a Son of Poseidon so bad after reading those books and watching the movie, which I saw first, so I got to enjoy them more. Saw the movies, then read the books. It's also like the only time I've been waiting for book releases and like reading them as soon as they came out was when the Heroes of Olympus books were coming out.
Absolutely,
like rushing to the school library to get House of Hades.
I bought that one when it came out. I actually gave House of Hades.
I have them now all in here, and I forgot how this happened. I have 2 sets of Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
Interesting.
I have like a 5 set, and then I have like the first 3 book set, and then like the 4th and 5th individually, and then like I said, then I have the 5 set. Weirdly, I also have the Demigod Files, like the purple one that came out in between 3 and 4 or 4 and 5, one of the 2.
Yeah.
Shout
out Rick Riordan. Shout out Rick Riordan. Cool dude. Yeah.
And then just obviously, I enjoyed the show. I thought it was a good interpretation of the book, which just makes sense because the main writer is heavily involved in the show. So the spirit, because the things that matter most for interpretation is capturing the spirit of it better, and doesn't have to be one for one. So the writer being there and saying like, no, this is this character, like this is how this is, like this is what this is going to be. Like it's just very easy for him to continue to capture the spirit of it. Not perfect, but I mean, I still really enjoyed the adaptation. All of that to say, like, all of that is what leads me to Poseidon being my favorite. But the most lore about him is just him beefing with Athena. Sprouting out a water horse in Athens that didn't win, and then R-wording a woman in Athena's temple, and then she got cursed. She got cursed
because she had sex in the temple. Like, that's her fucking fault.
There's different. I mean, that's the one that there's also like the more kiddie down one that I think Percy Jackson does, where like it was like Medusa did want and love Poseidon, but obviously the more accepted version is the bad version.
Yeah.
But that's my number 1. Your number 1, sir.
Number 1, I went with Zephyrus. He's one of the 4 wind gods. For one, I love the name Zephyr. Zephyr comes up in a lot of like there's a bow in Skyrim called Zephyr, and the power that the bow has is that it draws 30% faster than other bows do, and he's a wind god. It makes sense. The bow, I don't know, something about that makes sense in my head. And like
I think it would make more sense for the arrows to travel farther.
Fair enough, but I think I don't know. Like I like the name. I like the name Zephyr. Zephyr is just a name that appears in a lot of media, and I always thought it was cool. Technically, the god of spring as well, because the 4 winds are seasonal. He's the west wind. He's also a twink fucker. Big up. Granted, I mean he's Greek. Fish found in water type situation. But also he's a real lover, and he there was a twink that he wanted that he couldn't get because that twink ended up in love with Apollo instead, which tragic.
Yeah, you're losing that battle, brother.
That's what I'm saying. It's unfortunate, but no. I remember like I liked reading about the winds in Percy Jackson. Like I almost went with Boreas here. Boreas is probably my second favorite of the bunch. Another cool thing about Zephyrus is that he's the kindest of the winds. Like he's the chillest dude. He's the nicest. But nice guy, twink fucker. Spring. His name's Zephyrus. Shit's badass. I like him. That's number one. And that does it.
All right.
For this guy.
What we've been on. I will rapid fire what I've been on. So I've been watching Power Rangers Ninja Storm because I'm gonna make a big long video on it. Shit's gas. One of the better seasons of Power Rangers. And then for that same video, I've been watching it's the Sentai counterpart, the Japanese show that Ninja Storm is based on. Ninpu Sentai Hurricaneger is the name you really need to know. Hurricaneger. Been a good fun watch. It's not the first time I've watched Sentai, but it'll definitely be the first one I watch all the way through. Because the other one I started to watch, like I was watching on shady site. I was like, I just don't trust this site. I'm gonna stop watching this. But yeah, so that'll be fun. That's been good. I've watched the first couple episodes of Constantine again for a video. Too soon. Okay. It's only a 1-season show. That show is it's okay. So far I get why it was canceled. It's just a little like the main guy's performance is good. I do like him as Constantine, but everything else around him is okay at best. Yeah, you could just. I can't remember if it was CW or not, but if it was,
probably
you could feel it.
Yeah, that's Supergirl Flash style production. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, with
Heroes of Tomorrow or Legends of Tomorrow.
It just doesn't fit as well with some darker satanic at times. A lot of times magical stuff.
Yeah.
The pacing sometimes is weird. The comedic timing is also off at times. I don't know. Anyways, they also have bits that I just why are we sticking with this? This isn't a good one. He wanted to change on his card Master of Dark Arts to Dabbler. And this the way they did the bit because anytime he showed his card, he brought it up in the pilot. It just didn't land for me. And they also introduced this girl in the pilot who seemed like she was going to be this main character with him, and then just dropped her after the pilot. The next episode starts off with
what the fuck?
Yeah, what you did scared her, so she left to California. It's what? And then they introduce another female lead, and I was all right, I can't wait to look into what happened behind the scenes because something happened. This is a little disjointed and weird. And they also have similar abilities in a way that of seeing the magical world. One can just physically see it when they focus, and the other one can get visions of what's going on. So both were going to be the leading you towards what you need to find in the episode character, but they just swapped them. So something happened. I can't wait to look into it as to what. But anyways, that show is whatever. Which I remember thinking because I saw it when it came out. I remember thinking it was whatever, and then at the very end it picked up. So I can't wait to get to the end to see if that's the case. But anyways, saw Into the Spider-Verse in the theaters again with the boy Gabriel. Fucking gas. Such a good movie. 10 out of 10. I think it's better than the second one just because it has a proper conclusion to it. The second one leaving on a cliffhanger. It feels like it's a little up in the air as if the third one lands, it does kind of affect it in my eyes, in my opinion, because if it misses, which I don't think it will, but if it misses, then it's well, this cliffhanger, I know where this leads, so it's a little, I'm I know where this goes. But I know it's not gonna, there's no shot it misses.
The animation for the third one looks fucking unreal in the clips that they've shown.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Oh, I've watched a couple more episodes of Vinland Saga. I just need time, man. But my God, I really enjoy that show. All right, I'm gonna call it for me. That's it for what I've been on. What you been on, brother?
Okay, so I actually I just started watching. I got a Dropout subscription the other day. You familiar?
Yes. I've seen some clips. I haven't seen too much, but yeah, I've heard really good things about that.
Okay, for the audience who's probably clicked off the video by this point, anyways, this is the College Humor people. They made their own streaming service. They still do content on College Humor. They just extra stuff on Dropout. I've only been watching Make Some Noise because that's the segment I watched at a friend's house a year ago, and it was 4th of July last year, actually, so almost a year ago. And I'd seen more clips of it, and that's where they get a prompt. They have to do improv based on the prompt. You've probably seen clips of that one. I'm sure it's pretty popular.
Oh yeah, that's the one I know the most. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, a lot of fun, and I like the cast is phenomenal. I definitely have like favorites, and my favorites are the three from the first episode, which is Brennan, Zach, and Josh. But I do like there's everyone's great.
Yeah, those are the three from what I've seen that I enjoy the most.
They keep them together a lot. Like you'll see those three together quite often. So, and they're always really good. There's one with Zach and Brennan where it's like the liege lord is becoming concerned with the knights, with the oath that the knight has taken, and Zach is the knight, and Brennan is the liege lord, and Zach is like, I've slain many a foul beast throughout the kingdom, many geese. I've slain many tens of thousands of geese around the bit was funny because I'd watched it. I was watching the clip and they had subtitles in the clip, and when it said foul beast, it was spelled foul like FOWL, and I thought that was a typo. And then I got to the next a few seconds later, he goes many geese, and I'm like, oh no, that was intentional. That's awesome. So great bit between those two.
I just didn't register until you talked about it. I foul beast.
No, I didn't think about it either. I read the subtitle and like, foul. That's not the right use of the word foul.
No,
and then
you said when you said foul beast and it was geese, my first thought was just the joke is just like it's just.
It's way easier to get when you're reading it.
Yeah.
Way easier to get the joke when you see it in front of you. But yeah, so just phenomenal bit that they did. But there's also like Brennan's impressions are great, especially when they ask him to do anything medievally. And the prompts are
of him leading a D&D campaign.
D&D, yeah, that too. It's a big thing for him. But a big all the prompts are pre-written for that cast member specifically. So it's like something they know they're gonna crush. Like Josh does like a perfect seagull impression. He's got a couple of animals in his repertoire, but the funniest one is that he can just perfectly do a seagull. But in general, yeah, just all like, it's great. It's a great show. I'm probably gonna watch the episode after we're done here. Well, actually, I'm gonna take a shit after we're done here. But also music. So, only 2 albums came out this last week that I gave a shit about. First was Virgin by Lorde. I don't know if everybody's just pretending to like it or if I listened to an entirely different album. It's not good. I don't know why people are pretending it's good. I don't know what's happening. Again, I must have clicked the wrong album on Spotify. I don't know. It's not good. It feels very Taylor Swifty, and I mean that in a derogatory sense. Like in terms of Swift's like recent output, that's kind of what it feels like. I don't even need to ask if Jack Antonoff produced this album. I'm 100% sure he did. I'll check that in a second, maybe. But not that it's his fault. He's produced good albums before. He's produced good albums for Lorde before. But in terms of like his production style, when like he'll do whatever they want, and it doesn't always come out very good. So this was an instance of where it's just kind of plain. It's just kind of whatever. I think there's a couple songs that at some point redeem themselves. Like I think Man of the Year is pretty solid, but in general,
Jack Antonoff.
I didn't like it. He did not?
No.
Really? Who produced it?
Producer Lorde, Jim Eastack, Dan Nigro.
Jarvis.
Close. Brother is
Jarvis. Alter the clip to make.
Dog, he is an E away, and then Buddy Ross.
He's a Popeye's biscuit away. Okay, interesting that Antonoff did not produce it. It definitely sounds like an Antonoff produced album. But whatever.
Only 34 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty short. It wasn't a bad listen. Like it's short, so I didn't have to like sit through. It's not bad. It's not offensive. It's just whatever, which I just hate in music. I hate when music makes me just kind of feel nothing. Yeah. It's like, and you think from Lorde at least, she's a good writer. Lyrically, it just didn't hit for me either. Like, no, just nothing. Nothing. I didn't get anything out of this. It's just, maybe I'll revisit it one time just to see if I missed anything. But it's not for me. Blush by Kevin Abstract. Now, this is not really a Kevin Abstract album. This is like if Kevin Abstract did Revenge of the Dreamers 3 or like Slime Season 2 or whatever. Like, this is very much Kevin and Friends. This is Kevin and the gang. Sometimes it's even more Friends than Kevin. Chief among them, though, being Quedeca, who has his own song on this album. He produced quite a few of the songs of this album. He did some writing on one of the songs that he's not even on, and he does have backing vocals on two of the songs as well. His solo song is great. All the songs he produced sound great. The songs he did the backing vocals on are great. In general, really good listen for an album. Really, really nice. Only maybe a couple songs I don't really care for, but there's nothing bad here. There's a lot of good material on it. Dominic Fike has a couple great vocal performances. Really, there's a Danny Brown song, like just Danny Brown. That's all it is. JPEG Mafia is featured on here, so good lineup, good group of people. Huge, mostly Houston based, but obviously some others that aren't. There's a song called H Town. Like it's definitely this being Houston is a big part of the album. It was all recorded in Houston. They had like this big house in Houston. They did all the recording at, but good album. And let's see, I've been playing Fable again recently. I haven't played Fable in a long time, and what made me want to play the game again, I saw this post. It was like me playing the game with this fuck ass haircut because it has the best stats. And yeah, there's only one haircut in the game that gives you high attractiveness but also high scariness, and that's it's called the normal haircut. And it's not a great looking haircut, but it is statistically the best haircut in the game. So like, yeah, and I've just seen that post. I'm like, damn, I gotta play Fable. It's great. It's replayable. It's fun. It's got magic in it. You know me, I love me some magic. It's pretty simple as far as RPG goes. It's got a very concrete good and evil system. It's not complicated. The story's not complicated, but it's just fun. It's just a good, enjoyable game to play through. I think that's it for me. I'm about to shit myself. Is that it for you?
This would have been an hour. It would have been closing in on like a 3-hour pod. Like this would have been an insane. It's like 2. I think it's just 2.5, but like still.
Ridiculous. We've had a couple of those before. It's been a while since we've had this mammoth of a pod, though. So
yeah, early days. I feel like we did that a lot. Like early days.
Well, almost every episode was at least 2 hours. It would be rare we would go under 2. Now we kept it around 1.5. We've done a pretty good job, I think, of trimming the fat, maybe. But
yeah, God, this would have been an all-timer. It still probably ends up being an all-timer.
Still a great pod, I think.
It still ends up probably being like an all-timer just off of the beginning as well, being like, all right, this happened, and then this happened. Oh, fuck. All right.
Anytime we spend a good chunk of time talking about Pokemon too, I feel like it usually ends up being a good episode because it's something you and I are both very passionate about.
Yeah, we both really love Pokemon, and it's just like there's so much there. I don't know if I've said this on the pod, but I think one of the things that's like so great about Pokemon, it's like first of all, it works like really in any merchandise, entertainment, really anything. It translates so well, and then also just in the game itself, like there's real layers to the game, like how like combat and how you can play it that like. As you get better at the game, there's just more stuff you can do and like try to optimize and like get into versus just like play through it once, like not knowing anything, you just learn the type matchups and just go on your way. And then as you get better in the game and more into more different types of like trying different game modes, like difficult, like obviously not in the game modes, but like Nuzlocke and stuff like that, then you kind of can start to delve into IVs, EVs, training and all that shit. Like there's just layers to it that like lets you, as you yourself get more comfortable, you can dive deeper and deeper into, but aren't mandatory.
Yeah, you can really play it how you want to. You can go as in depth as you want to with it. It's cool. Yeah. Plus, you've always got options.
Also, just
because of just having so much Pokemon in the game. Yeah, you have choices. You can really do whatever you want to do with it. So many different inventive ways to play the game. Like obviously Nuzlocke, yes, but mono runs, mono types. Or solo runs and mono types. You know, you could do a whole game with just a Ribombee. Maybe
he'll survive this.
I have a mono dark run going that I'm almost done with. Actually, I should finish it one of these days on Pokemon Y.
I have in my notes for streams to do a mono fire run and then to do one where I.
You already done them. You did a mono fire Nuzlocke recently.
Okay. And doing one where after each gym. Like getting a whole new team from the routes in between that gym and the next. But yeah,
makes sense.
It'll be a lot of fun. But anyways, yeah, let's just go ahead and end it. I got a shelf to put together to help put my room together because I'll be recording I'll be recording tomorrow all day with a friend doing couch gaming, so we will be doing that again.
Bringing that back.
Mario Kart for sure. Yeah, Mario Kart for sure. Continuing the Ocarina of Time playthrough. And then the third one, I'm leaning like Clubhouse Games, which is just like different tabletop games. I don't know if it's like 50. There's like 51 different games. Just play through a couple, games like that. But anyways, very excited for tomorrow, being able to just sit down, record with a friend. But anyways,
what happened?
I was just like sit down. I was like, I'm really looking forward to sit down and recording with a friend. Like as I sit down and record with a friend.
Oh. Okay. Well, I thought you did it because I started laughing. I was laughing at something. I was laughing at some shit that happened to me earlier.
But anyways,
can I talk about that real quick? Actually, because kind of relevant. I've been playing Rainbow Six Siege again recently. Terrible idea, but I've been doing it. And you can set your own nickname in the game. That's different from your Ubisoft account. So I've been calling myself the Oracle. And what I'll do is if I have to type in the game chat for whatever reason, I'll end every message by signing off. So I'll just do -Oracle at the end of every message. The first time I did it, the enemy team was really good sports about it, and they had fun with it. Every time since then, people just get really mad about it for some reason. Like they're like, "We can see your name, bud," or like whatever. But like there's for whatever reason it bothers them that I'm signing off. Like, why can't I have fun? The fuck? It's not hurting you.
That's not the game to be having fun, dude.
You gotta make Siege fun somehow. You're not gonna have fun playing it the way God intended. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not
exactly
it's not fun otherwise.
You just you can't have fun.
You're not supposed to have fun playing ranked in Siege, but whatever. Yeah, that's it for me though. It's what the Oracle. I've been people do not like that I sign my messages off for some reason. They're not fans.
Yeah, but yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. Tune back in next week. We'll see what we're doing. But yeah, I had a lot of fun this pod. Wish we had the whole pod, but shit happens. My computer killed itself. I'm gonna kill this computer. It's dying. I just wish computers weren't expensive. Otherwise, would have been having a new one. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Next week's video always gonna be up here on the channel. Tune in to the Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire streams here. I'll be doing Ruby. Jacob's going to be doing Sapphire. July 1st, that's this Tuesday, the day this pod comes out, at 6 p.m.
The 2-year anniversary of me adopting Bowie.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I've had Bowie for 2 years on July 1st.
Yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tune into the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And as always, keep gaming, and fuck Nico Harrison.